For the past 2 years, I have mentioned multiple times that I'm somewhat scared of what might happen from our economy here in the US. But over the past few months, I've honestly been getting more and more worried about what might happen to the global economy and a potential crash on a more global scale. And I want to explain why in today's video. Because we are now just 2 months away from a potential economic collapse. And I want to address what's happening here. This is very scary. It's serious. And I want to really talk about this because I don't think a lot of people understand the magnitude of what's coming and what's coming in just 2 months. So first off, I just want to ask you two things. First, can you go ahead and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm? This would help get the video out there to more people. The second thing I want you to do, if you don't mind, share this video with your friends and family on Facebook so they too know what is going to happen. But let's talk about this. Now, one of the things that the federal government has been saying for the past few months is that they were going to bring down prices of gasoline. They were going to help and provide relief for inflation. Well, it hasn't come from the Federal Reserve. The price decreases have come from the federal government, or specifically the Biden administration. Now, and I know the Republicans are going to jump on me and say, you know what, it's not the Biden administration that's bringing down prices, or where are you seeing prices coming down? Well, this is where. It's coming down with gas prices. That's it. Just gas prices. Now, I want to explain what's happening, okay? Don't jump on me just yet. I want to explain what's happening because the temporary price reductions that we've seen in gasoline, that's going to go away. It's going to go away, and it's going to hurt millions and millions of people, okay? Because here's why. Currently, what we know is lawmakers, both Republican and Democrats, are attempting to fight this fight and win in the upcoming midterm elections. That's 2 months away. 2 months from tomorrow. It is because of this. They're simply waiting on new proposals and policy making. And this is why we need to be very concerned. Because let me paint this picture for you very quickly. Let's say you're doing really well right now. Well, it's probably because gas prices have come down. Gas prices have come down like $1.25 over the past 2 months. Now, here's what you need to know. Currently, the United States pumps about 12 million barrels of oil per day. However, we consume roughly 19 million barrels of oil. Obviously, it's a deficit. This is why we have to import oil from other countries. But here's the major problem. And this is something that is caused by the Biden administration. The Biden administration has signed an executive order to release 1 million barrels of oil per day from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This is going to continue until October 31st. That's 8 days before the midterm elections. So, do you think this was by accident? No. This is not by accident. And in just 8 days from October 31st to November 8th, guess what? Gas prices are not going to rise that much. But over the next 2 to 3 weeks after the midterm elections, you bet they will rise and they will go very quickly. Now, take this, okay? When we see this additional 1 million barrels of oil just get taken away, we don't have it. It's going to increase costs. And then just keep this in mind, okay? After the midterm elections, do you think government officials are going to really care about raising the prices of gasoline 50 cents or $1? Probably not. They're not really going to care because they have other things they want to worry about. They have other provisions that they want to get to. Okay? But again, there's another problem. Not only are we going to lose 1 million barrels of oil per day, that's not coming from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Not only that, but now we have to replenish the oil that we've taken from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This is going to come after October 31st. Now, it was actually reported that the United States government is going to buy back about 60 million barrels of oil before the end of this year. That's going to be their first purchase. What do you think is going to happen when 60 million barrels of oil just gets pulled from the markets? Think prices are going to go down? No, they're going to go up. They are going to go up, and they're going to go up fairly quickly. Now, that's just part of it. The other thing that came out just yesterday is OPEC is fairly concerned with the demand destruction across pretty much a global scale and a potential global recession, that they are worried that they cannot continue to sell oil at its current price. So if that's the price that they're locked into, which it is, they're going to have to drop production, which is exactly what they're going to do, about 100,000 barrels of oil per day. Now, it's because of this that OPEC will either need to increase prices, which is likely to happen, and when this does, gas prices worldwide are going to increase. And when that happens, everybody, the American people, people in Brazil and Mexico and Canada and Europe and China, wherever, they're going to have to pay more money. Okay? Just to give you an idea of how much gas prices are expected to go up, analysts over at Goldman Sachs, they believe gas prices will increase by $1.25 per gallon from where they are currently at today. Well, today they're at $3.76 per gallon, which means you add $1.25, that takes us to $5.01. That was the peak, and that came on, I believe, June 14th. So keep this in mind. In order for us to get away from this and not have to pay $5.01 per gallon, we would need to see a full economic collapse. A full economic collapse. This means Europe collapses, China collapses, the United States collapses as well. And the chances of all three of these powerhouses collapsing is not likely. Doesn't mean it can't happen, it's just not likely. So expect gas prices are going to go up once again. Okay? And this again is only going to get worse. I've been trying to warn people that you need to make a little bit more money, save what you can, try not to waste it, because there's going to be a time where we need it. But there's also another problem, and it has to do with the United States Federal Reserve. What the Federal Reserve is actually attempting to do, which they're doing a horrible job at right now, it's something called quantitative tightening. Now they're trying to sell off assets, which is supposed to be to the tune of, I believe, $47.5 billion per month. However, they've yet to even come close to that over the past 3 months. Even though they say they're doing it, they're not even coming close according to their website. Here's the problem. The Federal Reserve knows, and the United States government knows this as well, that they printed too much money, and this caused massive amounts of inflation. Well, how do they fix this? How do they bring down inflation? They raise rates. But at the same time as they raise rates, they have to pull money back out of the market. Okay? That's where quantitative tightening comes in. The problem is, by taking money back out of the market, it's going to cause the economy to crash. This means a complete collapse, crash. The stock market's going to drop significantly. We know the housing market could lose 50% or more. The jobs market's really going to cool off. The global markets are also going to feel the effects. And guess what? At that point, again, Congress is going to have their seats locked in. So are they really going to be worried about a collapse, a recession, inflation going potentially over 10%? No. Because they know the Federal Reserve is going to have a way to get them out of it. And that's what's going to cause a potential economic collapse. And guess what? All these things are expected to happen very soon, which is why most experts believe that we will for sure, certainly be in a recession within the next 12 months. Because once these dominoes start to fall, everything is just going to start to fall with it. All right? So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but at the same time, I want to fill you in on the facts of what's actually happening. Honestly, I'm fairly concerned with what's going to happen in the next 12 months, or the next 2 months. And then if we do start to see these dominoes start to fall, my worry is the next 12 months are going to be almost catastrophic. So, we will see what happens between now and then. But as always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.